Good day, everyone. In today's session, we're going to do statistics, specifically standard deviation. I'm going to use a question which was asked in 2023, paper 2, 2024. So the question was, the table shows age distribution for 30 people. Calculate the standard deviation, and it had 6 marks. So from the data we've been given, there are some age ranges, that is from 0 to 10, from 10 to 20, from 20 to 30, from 30 to 40, and from 40 to 50, including also 50 to 60. Then the second row has frequency, that is 2, 6, 9, 7, 4, and 2. So to help me summarize this data, I'm going to use this table below. So in the first row, I'm going to say frequency. Then in the second row, I'm going to say midpoint, written or symbolized rather as X. In the third one rather, I'm going to say frequency multiplied by midpoint, and the last row, I'm going to say frequency multiplied by midpoint square. Okay. So from the data we've been given, I'm going to write the frequency starting with 2, then 6, then 9, then 7, then 4, and also 2. So that is the frequency. Then I'm going to write the midpoint. So the formula for calculating midpoint will be the lower value plus the higher value divided by 2. So in this case, I'll consider 0 to be a lower value, 10 to be the higher value. So I'm going to add 0 plus 10, that is 10, and divide by 2, that is 5. So that will be the midpoint here. Then for 6, I'm going to say 10 plus 20, that is 30, divided by 2, that should give 15. So here it will be 15. Then the next one, it is 20 plus 30, that is 50 divided by 2, that is 25. Then the other one, it is 30 plus 40, that is 70 divided by 2, that is 35. Then the other one, it's 50 plus 40 divided by 2, that is 45. Then the last one, it's from 50 to 60, so 50 plus 60, that is 110 divided by 2, that is 55. So I'm going to write 55 here. Alright, so I have my midpoint. So I'm now going to calculate the frequency midpoint by just multiplying 2 times 5, or rather the frequency multiplied by the midpoint. So that is the way I'm going to do it. So 5 times 2, that is 10. So I'm going to have 10 here. Okay, can discard that. I no longer need it. Okay, so to calculate f of x squared, I'm going to say f of x multiplied by x. Or I can square x square, that is the midpoint square multiplied by f, but the simplest way is just to multiply f of x by x in order to get f of x square. So I'm going to say 10 by 5, that is 50. Then 6 by 15, that is 90. Then 90 by 15, that is 1350. Okay. Then 25 by 9, that is 225. 225 by 25, that is 5,625. Then 35 by 7, that is 245. 245 by 35, that is 8,575. Then I'm going to multiply 4 by 45, that is 180. Then 180 by 45, that is 8,100. Then I'm going to say 55 by 2, that is 110. 110 by 55, that is 6,050. Okay. Then the next thing I'm going to do here, I'm going to say summation of the frequency here. I won't add anything in the midpoint because it will not be used anywhere in the formula. So I'm going to go to frequency midpoint and find the sum. So I'll say summation of frequency multiplied by midpoint. Then here I'm going to say summation of frequency multiplied by midpoint square. So I'll add first the frequency, that is 2 plus 6 plus 9 plus 7 plus 4 plus 2, and that is giving 30. Then summation of the frequency multiplied by midpoint, that is 10 plus 9 plus 225 plus 245 plus 180 plus 110, and that is giving 860. Then to find summation of frequency multiplied by square midpoint, I'm going to say 50 plus 1,350 plus 5,625 plus 8,575 plus 8,100 plus 6,050, and that is giving 29,750. Okay, I'm done with the table. So the next thing I'm going to calculate first here is the frequency. How do I calculate frequency? I'm going to say, since this data has frequency, it simply means that this is grouped data. Grouped data is simply the data with frequency. So in order to calculate the standard deviation, I'm first going to calculate the mean. So I'm going to say mean denoted by that symbol x bar, mean is given by the formula. This is for grouped data, so it will be summation times frequency multiplied by midpoint over summation of the frequency. So I'm going to say summation of the frequency multiplied by midpoint, that is 860 here from the table. Then summation of the frequency, it gave 30. So I'm going to calculate mean. I'll just say 860 divided by 30, and that is giving 28.666666667. I won't round it off prematurely because I'll use this value in calculating standard deviation. So the next thing I'm going to calculate now is standard deviation. So I'll say standard deviation will be equal to, so the symbol for standard deviation is this symbol, which is called a delta. So since this is grouped data, standard deviation is given by the formula square root of summation frequency multiplied by square midpoint over summation of frequency minus mean square. So this is how to calculate standard deviation. So I'm going to say standard deviation is equal to square root, summation of frequency multiplied by the square midpoint, we found it to be 29,750. Then I'm going to say over summation of the frequency, that is 30. So over 30 here, just doing the substitution. So I'll write this in brackets, minus the mean square. So the mean I calculated is 28.666666667. Then this will be squared. Okay, that's it. Then I'm going to calculate standard deviation. So I'll do 29,750 divided by 30, then minus open brackets 28.666667 square, close bracket. Okay, so that is giving me, so this will be in square root. The value inside the square root is giving 169.888887. Then I'm going to calculate the square root of this value, and that is giving standard deviation to be 13.0341431.9. So I can round it off. Standard deviation will be equal to 3 significant figures as 13.0. So this will be the value for standard deviation. Now let me show you how you can calculate using a calculator. Okay, so this is my calculator. The first thing I'm going to do is to reset this calculator. So to reset, I'll place on shift, then mod, then 3. And I've reset my calculator. Then I'm going to start with the midpoint. So I'll set first this calculator in standard deviation mode. So I'll go on mod, then place on 2. Okay, so it is now in standard deviation. Then what I'm going to do here is that I'll be starting with midpoint. Okay, using our question which was asked here, the midpoint we found to be 5. So I'm going to say 5, then I'll place on shift, I'll put semicolon, then the frequency was 2. So I'll say 2, then I'll place on toggle positive, then I'll place on. So I'll repeat this process for all the values. So the midpoint here was 15, so I'll say 15, the same procedure, semicolon, the frequency is 6, as we can see, that is 6, toggle positive, on. Then I'll go to the next one, which is this one. The midpoint was 25, so I'll place 25, then semicolon, the frequency was 9, so I'll place on 9, toggle positive, on. Then I'll go to the next one, which was 30 and 40. The midpoint there was 35, so I'll say 35, shift, then semicolon, the frequency is 7. Okay, so I'll place on 7, toggle positive, on. Then I'll go to this one, which was 40 and 50, the midpoint between 40 and 50, that is 45, so I'll place on 45, shift, semicolon, the frequency there is 4, so I'll place on 4, then toggle positive, on. Then I'll go to the last one, which was between 50 and 60, the midpoint there is 55, so I'll place on 55, so 55, then I'll place on semicolon, the frequency there is 2, as we can see, so I'll say toggle positive, and as we can see, the total frequency was 30, so it is showing there 30. Then I'll place on button. So to find the values, I'll place now on shift, then I'll place on 2. So the first value, which is denoted by mean symbol, x bar is mean symbol, so 1 means that the solution there, it is mean. So to find mean, I can just place on 1, then place equal sign. So the mean is giving 28.66666667, and that is the mean we had found. So now to find the standard deviation, I'll place on shift, then on 2. So standard deviation is given by delta, which is denoted by number 2. So I'll just place on 2, then place equal sign, and that is standard deviation 13.03414. Yeah, so, and the standard deviation we calculated was 13.03414,319, which is this value, 13.03414,319. 32, so which can be rounded off to 13.0. So basically this is how you can calculate standard deviation and also mean using a calculator. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.